So in this masterclass, we're here to talk a little bit about how to sell to buyers. So I've been sitting on the other side, being a buyer, and I've seen hundreds of brands pitch. And so I think sometimes it's useful to understand a little bit what they're looking for personally. And so a few things I thought we could talk about is, first of all, kind of understanding their mindset, like how they work, what it looks like behind the scenes, anything you need to prep for your brand before you go and see wholesalers, how to build a collection, what kind of sells, what we look for, pricing, doing the actual contacting, trade shows, and like after the order. So as I shared a little bit, my background is that I was a buyer for Samaritaine. I was managing over 50 brands in over, I think, like 15 countries globally. And the context of that is that I saw a lot of brands pitching. So usually when you're a buyer, you're in like the nice seat with the negotiation power, but you receive a lot of pitch decks, a lot of emails. And so I was managing mainly accessory and also some ready to wear categories. So that's what we said, before you pitch, make sure you're ready for wholesale. Um, yes, social proof, we just mentioned that. So show a bit of hype before you go selling to a department store. Make sure everything is kind of looking polished. So that means your website is looking good, your packaging, like it must be consistent across all channels. Packaging you're not going to see when you're a buyer, but just between the website and the social, for example, and the lookbook, it should be more or less consistent. Your lookbook and your brand book, those are two really, really important things. So sometimes brands will have both. The brand book is really to explain the brand, why it was founded, where it was founded, what are the values, who is behind it, what kind of social exposure you've gotten, who is wearing the brand, who's the customer. Like that is usually what you will share in a brand book. And sometimes they'll have like, when the brands are not so new, when they're already known, they'll have more like a lookbook and a line sheet. And with those, you always have to make sure, obviously, you have the clean product shots, you have some lifestyle images, you have wholesale prices, retail prices, and those things included. So we'll get back to that a little bit. I can show you an example.
And should you adapt the brand book to the wholesaler, like depending on their own customers, depending on their style, on their values, you know?
I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You can. I don't think a lot of brands do, which is fine because when you're a brand, you do usually have one story that you kind of want to share with everybody. So it remains pretty much straightforward, but definitely customize the outreach, customize the email, why exactly you would want to be sold in their store. Because, for example, Samaritaine, they had a lot of Asian clientele. And so you would write in your email, for example, we've seen huge traction with our Asian customers. Like, these are the best-selling styles. We think they would be a great match for your consumer.
Yeah. Mm.
So more that on the email side. So
There is someone in the chat asking, like on Instagram, do buyers trust the blue tick? You know the no.
I don't think it's relevant because now you can buy it.
Yeah, now you can buy it. So yeah, I think
Not
it
really.
used to be relevant, but
Yeah, I think it's what I would look at on an Instagram is, unfortunately, the followers.
mm,
With some brands, I would look at, yeah, the visuals, the first few visuals that they have. Maybe there's some like pinned exposure, maybe there's some press exposure, people wearing the brand. If I see like influencers, that's obviously interesting because people still very much are influenced
yeah.
and by what they wear. So that is unfortunately the reality.
Yeah, I have another question. Have you ever given a very small brand a chance? Because yes, indeed, it doesn't make sense to buy followers just to have like a few thousand followers.
So no, 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 no. We definitely have. And I had this one space where every season I had to pick four new brands as kind of like seasonal crush brands. And these were really small brands. And when I say really small, they were not ready to have this sort of logistics. We'll get into that.
This is an extract from a live event at Simone Business Club. So if you want to know more, check the link in the description.